This live stream is sponsored by PSL, Sound, Light and Stage.
In 1969, Sir Colin Meads' King Country team came agonisingly close to snatching the Ranfurly Shield, only to lose 1916 against Hawke's Bay at McLean Park in Napier in one of their toughest and tightest Ranfurly Shield matches. 56 years later, and the Rams are still yet to lift the log of wood from their 22 challenges and face a Taranaki team tonight who have had their fair share of Shield glory and disappointment over the years. Kia ora koutou katoa and welcome into Taranaki Rugby's YouTube coverage of the first Ranfurly Shield match of the year and a new era for Taranaki Rugby with the reopening of the recently completed East Stand here at Stadium Taranaki, which has been officially opened as we speak. Will Johnson with the call tonight, and joining me in commentary is former Taranaki and New Plymouth Old Boys midfielder Liam McBride. And Liam, there's always an extra charge in the air when the Ranfurly Shield's about.
Absolutely. Cheers, Will. You've got a great atmosphere so far building out here, mate. Unfortunately, maybe the weather's not going to play its part, but we're starting to see a few more people coming through the gates, which is nice.
Yeah, 10,000 people expected tonight, but yeah, as you say, the weather may have put a literal dampener on things. There were free buses and so forth available for people to get here from right around the region, which was fantastic to see.
Yeah, that's right, mate. Free event thanks to the Taranaki Regional Council, MPDC and also Taranaki Rugby as well. Awesome that they're able to open the stadium, on a Ranfurly Shield match as well. So I think we're in for a good fight.
Yeah. New Plymouth MP David McLeod is speaking as we speak across the far side in front of that new East Stand here at Stadium Taranaki. Of course, he was part of the Regional Council. He was the chair at the time that approved the funding that came from the government to help fund this wonderful facility that we're here at tonight, and the first major event in front of this new fantastic facility here, and it should be well utilised going forward.
That's it, Will, and what was awesome to see was the young kids playing on it beforehand, as the pre-season games, and then also on the Friday nights here as well. It's awesome to see finally the field that actually getting put to use, from all age groups, not just the Premier team as well. And there's Mike in the corner with his big flag. Big kia ora, Mike.
Yeah, he's there, and the weather conditions tonight, as you mentioned, certainly will put a lot of people off. And currently 16 degrees, so nice and balmy. It's been raining for most of the afternoon. That's gone away, though. The wind is fairly strong from the north, and that'll affect the team playing from right to left into the wind, but the team playing the other way should use that wind to their advantage during the game.
Absolutely. Just for the others who are watching them from the live stream, don't forget to buy your tickets from Ticketek for Saturday the 19th of July versus Thames Valley. That's down in Manaia, and then hopefully that might be another Ranfurly Shield match as well. But I think today, Will, the King Country Rams will be coming here trying to take that shield as much as they can, mate.
Well, they've had a big day. They've come down today. They're also going back tonight. Massive bus ride for those guys, and you never know, that bus ride back could be that little extra bit special depending on the result tonight.
I'd say that'll be a weekly affair, mate. That won't just be a one-night thing.
I'd say so, but it's a good crowd that's coming tonight, and there's always a good feel around these sort of first-class / Ranfurly Shield matches, and of course the first game since Taranaki took it off Tasman, that was a great game in itself in Nelson, wasn't it?
Absolutely. And also King Country are coming off winners of the Lahore Cup last year as well. 46-44 versus the West Coast. So, they'll be a bit cock-a-hoot too, and hoping that they could tip over the Taranaki boys when they don't have a lot of Super Rugby players playing today too. Yeah,
100%. And the thing that surprised me is that King Country were out probably an hour before kickoff. They've just gone back in. But they had a long warm-up.
Yeah. I hope that's not the power going out there, everyone watching from home. We've got the lights flashing. Hopefully it's just to bring the teams out there. We've got the youngsters lining the sides, waiting for their high fives. The old Ranfurly Shield sitting right in the middle there. Awesome occasion down here at Stadium Taranaki.
And 30 has been rolled out.
Look, if you're sitting at home and wondering whether you should come or not, look, I think you should. Plenty of space available. Come into the stands and make the most of it while the rain's not here.
And there's 30.
I think the lighting must be part of the upgrade at the stadium, mate. It's pretty flash, isn't it?
Yeah, back in the old days, it took about 20 minutes for the lights to warm up, but now it's just a flick of a switch, isn't it?
Yeah, gone to the old cycle track around the outside as well, eh? We always used to fill the field at the end of the game.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
And so much anticipation around this match, and we'll introduce the two teams very shortly. Debutants scattered among both teams tonight. And proud moments for some of those families.
Absolutely. It's like we were saying earlier, it's not often that you get to either commentate in the Ranfurly Shield game or even play. So for a lot of these guys, to get up close with the Ranfurly Shield is very exciting in itself.
So Ferdy's gone back to his place. And the teams will come out very shortly. There's the shield right in the middle of shot, right by the tunnel. The first time it's been placed in front of the tunnel. And kids from Clifton, New Plymouth Old Boys, and it looks like a Seoul Tukapa jersey there, ready to welcome the two teams.
I think we might have Kaitaki there at the front as well.
It is a little bit chilly out there on the terraces. There are heaps of yellow seats available, so if you're on one of the stands at the end and you'd like to come in and sit at one of the stands, you're more than
And Taranaki, Liam, you'll run through the home team, ready to face King Country tonight.
Awesome, cheers, Will. Yes, for the Yarra's Taranaki Bulls, we have in the propping department Mitch O'Neill, JJ Pauakai and Keatley Watson, tight head. The locking department, we have Jaden Saar paired up with Scott Jury. The loose forward trio of Himopo Cunningham, and Ollie Lawson and Sage Walters-Hanson on debut. In the halves, we have Adam Lennox and Brayton Northcott Hill from New Plymouth Old Boys. The wings, we have the exciting Josh Setu and the quick feet Vedaniki Tikoi Solomoni. In the midfield combo, we have Ben Dufassi and the Blues Mehana Grinley. And at fullback, we have captain Jacob Ratu Matavuki Nepkins, who's just signed for a couple of years. For our bench and impact players, we have Harry Hansen, Perry Lawrence, Clifton's Paddy O'Carroll-Harmy, Fiti Sa, and to round off the forwards with AJ Lamalu. And in the backs, we have Leone Nawai, debutant Jack Wiseman, and Jack Parker filling in at number 23 as well.
Yeah, Jack Parker, a late addition to the back reserves for Obe Samata, who's been ruled out with an injury, unfortunately, but I'm sure he'll get his opportunity during the season. Well, King Country coach Aaron Dunster named his squad on Monday that features 4 debutants scattered throughout the team as King Country come out. And looking at their lineup tonight, Toby Tukaki, Liam Rowlands the captain, Kerry Pina Cornelius form the front row. Behind them will be Maximus Dunster and nephew of the coach, and debutant Peter Takahu, who played here in Taranaki for New Plymouth Old Boys and New Plymouth Boys High School, Clifton and Stratford Eltham. It's a fresh-looking loose forward trio with Caleb Foote named alongside debutants Saxon Hunter and Kaha Takuera Mita. And to the backs, Christian Gent-Standen, who also played for Clifton in Taranaki, will play at halfback with Kieran Rollinson at 10. Moses Barra-Vilala and Josephita Malimosi in the midfield. They both made their debuts in 2020. The fullback is Logan Patterson, and Apiati Matai and Bavin Brown on the wings. And the reserves for King Country. The reserve halfback Kane Tamu will play in his 50th first-class match from the bench, having played for Wanganui and Hola Whenua Kapiti previously, while Jared Crosden will make his debut, and the most experienced player is front rower and New Zealand Marist representative Sam Robinson with 14 games to his name.
of 3 men who have made an extraordinary impact on our rugby community. Please stand if you're able.
And there will be a moment's silence here at Stadium Taranaki
Taranaki Rugby Union,
for Don Carlson,
Regional Councillor, David
Noel
Ridley,
McQuicklin
community leader who's
and Daisy Lean, who passed away just recently.
inspiring those around him. Don Carlson, a former Taranaki player and coach, his service to Taranaki Rugby left a legacy that we all continue to benefit from today. And we remember Noel Snaggles McQuilkin, a cherished King Country Life member, former New Zealand Divisional 15 player, and former head coach of the King Country NPC First Division side. Noel's contribution to rugby was truly outstanding. And please remain standing for a moment's silence. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great touch before this game here tonight. And 3 men who have made such a difference both in Taranaki and in King Country.
Look good to see the King Country supporters there. Kaha looks like he's got his support crew. on the terraces, so hopefully there might have been a few people come for the trip. Could be a bit of a piss trip on the way back there, Will.
Auckland's Angus Maybe will control his 4th Ranfurly Shield match tonight, having had Tasman's win against Hawke's Bay last year. His assistant's Paul Williams, who was bound for Australia. He's got a tour match during the British and Irish Lions series. And Warwick Lamert, former New Zealand and England Sevens player, is on touch with Williams. And the scene is set for the Ranfurly Shield match underway here at Stadium Taranaki. And it's a knock-on and an offside, an early penalty here against Taranaki.
Bit of miscommunication there, Will. Could be an easy 3 points, so the boys going to kick for touch and really have a crack. That's what we like to see here from the Rams.
Going for the corner straight away.
There's a bit of confidence in that, I guess, the Hall Cup champions. You know, you're going to back your line out here if we can get within 5 out. You don't know what's going to happen.
They'll set it up here about 10 metres out from the line. And, of course, Taranaki to enjoy their 8th reign of the Shield, while King Country are yet to get their hands on the prize. This match also doubles as their 40th match between the two teams. And thanks so much for joining us. It will be Liam Rowlands to throw, the captain of the team. And they go down to the back, and King Country set it up. Taranaki, though, an early shunt, and under advantage King Country is Gent Standen, moves it away. And immediately they go to Baravilala in the midfield. Gent Standen again. Quick ball here for King Country as they're still playing advantage. Back in position is the halfback, moving it away to that right-hand side. First touch of the night to Takuida Mita on debut tonight. Moving it away to the left-hand side. One of the big boys, Tukaki, has a bit of a crack. Gent Standen moving his troops to the left-hand side. In fact, it's going to be the number 6, Caleb Foote, that picks it up, but they'll come back for the advantage.
There's 2 quick penalties there for King Country. I'm sure Neil Barnes won't be too happy with that start there, Will. But here we are, going for the touch again, which is great to see. The boys are here to play some footy.
Remember, Bulls fans, first person to catch the ball clean.
And I heard earlier on the radio there, Will, King Country have only had 3 trainings. So look,
really?
If they manage to pull this one off, like I say, they'll be celebrating for a week.
Next one.
Yeah, it'll be a good trip home, that's for sure, as Liam Rowlands with another throw. Again, they go deep. They can set it up here, King Country. And they peel it off the back. And number 4 is Dunster, trying to drive through the Taranaki defence. It's holding so far here. Pick and go to that right-hand side. They're the posts. A couple of metres out here.
Quick switch here will do him. Get that ball out, King Country.
Tukaki again with another carry. Quick ball here. Gent Standen. Moving it out wide they go. And that's Patterson in the line from fullback. Taranaki having to make their early tackles. And it's a loose pass out into the back line. But it's being snapped up, though, for Balavilala. Gent Standen once more. Nice inside pass there to Kakadeta Mita. And another penalty. They were playing under advantage. And Taranaki again giving away early penalties.
Set 3 in the space of 5 minutes here. He might be reaching for his pocket earlier on. Wait and see, he's been pretty lenient so far, Mr. Maybe.
Rollinson and the number 10 jersey to kick for touch. Third line out in a matter of minutes.
Good way to test the boys up at the start, though. Tacking on there 5 metres out from the line. You know, they're showing some good resilience down there.
Taranaki haven't contested so far. And again, a shunt coming, and that was okay. According to the referee, here's Rowlands, the skipper. Wouldn't he love to get a try on this occasion?
Use it!
Another crack here for King Country. Couple of metres out from the line. Gent Standen moving away to the left. Rowlands again. Rowlands! Is he over? He could be held up. He is. Good defence, though, from Taranaki, and it will be a goal line dropout.
It might be coming to us for the TMO soon here, Will. A good bird's eye view from up top. Look, some great attacking here from the King Country Rams. Good to see that they're ready to throw the ball around. A little bit more accuracy than they might have been over the line already.
Northcote Hill to clear from the goal line, and it bounces for King Country in centre field. Rollinson got the pass to Patterson now. And a good tackle there, JJ Porkai and co. But it's still there for the visiting side. Gent Standen across to Pinar Cornelius. Up towards the 10-metre line go the visitors, playing in their traditional strip. Again, loose ball. And nice pass back on the inside, but it's being lost. That was a pass there from Caleb Foote. And Taranaki with possession.
Play on!
They've taken the quick throw here. Jacob Ratamaitavuki-Neepkins with a kick downfield, looking for a 50-22. Oh, he's overcooked that one. Early mistakes for Taranaki, and they'll come all the way back for a scrum.
Awesome to see a guy, of his calibre sign for Taranaki and the Highlanders for a couple of years. He's very exciting looking, whether his cycles this year with the All Blacks or whether he'll get a crack after the 2027, who knows. But he's certainly playing some good footy with the array of skills.
And good to see him back too after that neck injury, doing stories on it during the year, and sounds very, very lucky to be playing, but good on him. He showed that tenacity to come back, and he's had a great season for the Highlanders, has Jacob Ratamaitavuki-Neepkins. And the first scrum of the night.
See how the new turf holds up here. From all accounts, it's wonderful. Good scrum by both teams.
8-9 play, Gent stand, and again, ball just goes astray there as Northcote Hill tidies up Lennox. And Taranaki with a chance here to break out of their half. Tikoi Solomoni with a kick downfield. He's got a bit of pace. And collecting it is Matai for King Country. Still got it here. Gent Standen. Rollinson. Another good carry there by Takuida Mita on debut out of Tauranga Boys College. And a little bit messy. That one's gone backwards. Picked up by the captain, Rowlands. Gent Standen looking at his options. Comes away to this near side where it's Peter Takahu. Takes it up over the advantage line. Played for New Plymouth Boys High School. And now playing out of the Taupo Maris Club. Still shifting it towards this near side. Takahu again with another carry. And just losing the ball in contact there as Duffy is driven out on debut for Taranaki, Ben Duffy in 12.
And look, I think he's had a great club season so far as well. Great skill set again, can pass the ball, can run the ball, and it's got a reasonable turn of speed as well. So I think a few of these guys who are making their debuts today have been rewarded from, playing well at club footy, which is great to see that there's that pathway there to that next level.
And Duffy chose to move to Taranaki. Of course, he came through the New South Wales age group system and really immersed himself into the coastal culture. Good nuggety players out there, as you know, Liam.
Absolutely, learning from the best like Rick McKenna's, mate. Here we go, Lennox with that turn of gas.
Oh, we've seen that so many times. He boots the ball ahead, now the foot race is on, and it goes into the end goal. That will be another goal line dropout, but a good option there by the Taranaki halfback.
I guess that's what Jamie Joseph's talking about. This kid's got a rugby brain and he's got that level of speed that you just can't teach. So he's always going to play instinctively like he did just there, and once again it'll pull off on occasions.
Yeah, Logan Patterson at fullback for King Country had to do a lot of work there as he clears from his in goal. Goal line drop out both ways, and this one has gone straight down the throat of Northcote Hill. And Sage Walters Hansen, his first touch in Taranaki colours. But it's been stripped. And Gent Standen will clear from his 22. It was carried back. So here's Ratamaitavuki-Neepkins, stabs it ahead again. And that's a good kick. Great kick into the corner.
He's a triple threat back there, isn't he? Can kick, can run, can pass, and he's good under the high ball. Exciting future ahead for Ratamaitavuki-Neepkins.
Now he was inside the half, so it's not a 50-22. And that first scrum, a lot of pressure coming from that King Country side. They're here to play rugby tonight.
For sure. I'd like to see Taranaki compete here and go for it.
Takahu going up for it. And King Country now through Balavilala. Debuted in 2020 for the Rams. And a clearance coming from Rollison.
Not quite the distance he wanted, but a good setup nonetheless, and a good exit there from King Country. Get a few more metres and we'd be in a different situation. But now Taranaki got that opportunity to attack. They're going to get that rolling maul going, mate?
They have to really have 10 metres out roughly, maybe 15. And it goes straight to Scott Jury out of the Stratford Eltham Club. And there's the driving maul you were talking about, Liam.
6 out.
Might be a few Augas coming in a minute.
Yeah, Foot was told to get out of it, but King Country guilty of collapsing. Lennox off to Dufficy. Behind play they go. Here's Northcott Hill with a bit of a show. Up to the 5 metre line. Lennox looking for quick ball and he gets it. Dufficy playing first receiver. Goes straight into the King Country defence. Welcome to first class rugby, Dufficy. Back towards the left hand side. Sage Walters, Hansen, great little run there for Taranaki. Lennox again. He's shown a bit of pace. Trying to hold him up though, King Country.
Oh, good counter.
And
there
they're
by King
counter-upping
Country.
there. Now they'll
Good.
come back. Yeah. Physical at the rucks, Liam.
Yeah, there's been a few big hits so far. A few good ball carries as well. I guess that's that next level of Bunnings NPC, isn't it? You know, those collisions, and you go up a step to Super Rugby and Test match footy. You know, there's some heavier bodies going into contact. We're going here, another little touch finder. Here comes the maul, I think, Will. JJ Pokai for the corner, you reckon?
Yep.
He's a bit like a young Caleb Mawson, you know. Crowbar, really struggled to get the ball away from the man.
Old C. Mawson played a couple of games with Taranaki as well.
Yeah, fantastic footy player, and probably the best thrower in the Southern Hemisphere at one point in time.
100%.
Up now.
Yeah. There's Pukai with the ball at the back, and they're driving it forward here, Taranaki. JJ Pukai is over for the opening try of 2025. You picked it, Liam. Taranaki score.
I think Neil Barnes will be happy with that one. That's coming right from his coach's playbook. And Mr. Hawara too, I can't forget about him. Yeah, look, haven't had a lot of ball, probably the last 2 minutes really, Taranaki, and it's good to see them convert it to an opportunity as well. Got down in that attack zone, you know, and actually made the most of it.
It was all set up for them. And look at that territory in the first 11 and a half minutes. It's 50-50 at the moment.
So King Country are throwing everything at it. You know, I think they've played well so far, and they're ready to play off the ball. You know, hopefully they can keep that momentum up, and the fitness is there for the full 80.
Northcott Hill with the conversion, and he's got it over. He converts the try of JJ Pukai, and Taranaki get out to a 7-0 lead. 12 minutes gone in this game.
Crowd's slowly filling a little bit more, Will. We might not get the 10,000, but, you know, we're going to be up in the high thousands, which is great to see.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially for a pre-season. I guess that's what the Ranfurly Shield does, doesn't it? Brings people out of the couches.
And, of course, the first game that people can experience that new stand on the far side. Had a couple of tours in it, and it looks really good. The changing rooms are really nice and comfortable, and even upstairs in the corporate hospitality, they've got a good view of this ground. And they've got a good view of Walters Hansen running the ball up for Taranaki. Lennox off to Saar. He's got Mitch O'Neill at his backside, but he goes beyond him. And here they go again, Taranaki. Mahana Grinley kicks the ball downfield. And who's chasing after it? A number of players, but the dead ball line wins the race.
I guess that was one of the ones that you review. You know, could have one more set of hands done it? But at the same time, if the kick was just slightly less, I mean, it probably worked out all right when I've been saying a different story. Some quick boys on the outside there, so they were going to cut it down. Just got the roll of the ball.
Well, their numbers away to the left-hand side too. I wonder if a pass was a better option there from Grinley.
Here we go.
So, Will, there's season memberships on the line here from as little as $40 available at trfu.co.nz. Join the defence.
Crouch!
There's a couple coming up this year. Of course, Thames Valley on July the 19th is the next one, considering Taranaki retain the shield for tonight. King Country. Good little run there from Rollison. Up towards the...
That was a lovely tackle and jackal there by Taranaki.
And straight away, Northcott Hill looking for a 50-22. The bounce of the football could be awkward here for Matai, who's running back to gather it for the visiting side. Oh, charge down there from Tikui Solomoni.
I'd say that's a falcon, isn't it? That's straight to the dome.
That'll hurt in the morning.
Yeah. You don't often see that.
No, you don't. Usually the hands get in the road.
Another pressure line out here for King Country. See Scotty Jury get up nice and quick here. Disrupt the ball front of the line out.
It's okay. Yeah, Keatley Watson's lost a boot. So time off here.
Hope he's got the 21s on. Can't be running with the back sprigs out there today. A little bit wet underfoot, as you can see. A few passes not quite going to hand. Bit of a slippery pill.
Yeah, raining for most of the afternoon. It had stopped though around about 4 o'clock-ish. Rollins to throw again. And King Country right in front of their own goalposts, trying to break out. A good little run there from Balavilala. 10 games for King Country. Rollinson clears. And a good touch finder too, up towards the 22.
They look like they're playing into a slight bit of wind there, Will. A bit hard to see. I was trying to look at the Wizards' flag on the sideline.
You were talking about Warwick Lamert pre-game. You were laughing that he was refereeing because of the way he played the game from halfback.
Yeah, mate, and I think you know more than most, having to deal with him when you were a referee back in the day. But good to see a guy like that, you know, giving back to the game and getting himself involved, and you know, an awesome thing to keep the game of rugby moving.
Taranaki on the front foot. Keatley Watson reaches out and scores. His debut for Taranaki in his first try. Taranaki scored back-to-back tries, all from the line out.
And his support crew will be happy with that one. That's a barnstorming carry there by the big fella. Nice little line-out option there. I think they were going in the air, but a little short one. Then just quick ball, nice tip pass there from Saar. Close to the sticks. Boys will be happy. Once again, you've got to love that advertising right on their butt. I think Shining Peak, I believe.
They'll be happy with that. So 12-0 with a kick to come. Nearly quarter of an hour gone in the opening Shield game of the season. Brayton Northcote Hill trying to back up his opening conversion, which he slotted.
You know, a big loss for Taranaki coming into this season, Will, is the loss of Ricky Riccatelli. Obviously a Francis Douglas man like yourself, but you know, an immense player and who's contributed well to New Zealand rugby over the years. So you know, you wish him all the best, but a guy like him, you know, there's a bit of a shame that you lose that experience and a guy that will, you know, go to the depths at the end with you.
Yeah, played a number of games for Taranaki, and also Hawke's Bay too. Started his NPC career with Hawke's Bay, did Ricky Riccatelli. As Northcote Hill slots the conversion from the Watson try, 14-0. Rollinson to get play back underway here at Stadium Taranaki. Here's Taranaki Bulls with a early lead, and Scott Jerry with his head down. Lennox, Northcote Hill, Saar, again Taranaki with some good moves. Cunningham into the back line and just knocked on there by Jacob Ratamativuki-Neepkins, and King Country with a scrum, 15 out from touch, and a good position here for them to launch from.
Yeah, lovely carry there by Scott Jury. I think I've only seen him run that quick when he's chasing his dogs, when he's out pig hunting. It's good to see he's got that toe on the field as well. It's brother of Kelly Jury, or Kelly Jackson now, I believe. Doing well in netball too, so I'm sure the family will be down supporting Scotty on the sidelines here, coming all the way from Makahu.
Well, they love it. Good, successful sporting family. As gents standing to feed. King Country had some good pressure on that last scrum. Good ball here for them to launch from. They go into the midfield, and in from the wing goes Martite. Over the top it goes. In fact, that was Bevan Brown. But they've knocked it on Taranaki in contact.
They're making some good little half breaks here, King Country. You know, they're really going for it and running some good moves against this Taranaki defence as well. So I think the coach can be pretty happy, although the scoreboard, 2 tries down. But, they're creating opportunities. It doesn't take long for one just to come off and, we're 14-7 or 14-14.
Tukaki, Rollins and Pina Cornelius in the front row for King Country, and for Taranaki, O'Neill, Pukai and Watson. Bevan Brown, who came in from the wing, recently played 75 games for the Waititi club. A good club man, and rugby's built on those sort of characters. Good little set play here for King Country in the midfield.
Stay down, 12.
Gent standing again. Off it goes to that number 8, Takawida Mita. A couple of good carries early on in this game. Tukaki with a carry up to the 22. Come away back to this left-hand side. Takahu, looking fairly promising.
Could see Rollinson directing traffic at the back there, as a good first 5 does.
Rollins having to tidy up there. Wasn't a great pass, but he managed to control it well. Oh, lost at the back there and towed ahead by Cunningham. Taranaki under advantage.
Great pickup.
They're making the most of it. Very skillful player is Himopo Cunningham. Lennox looked up a little bit there, thought he was going to kick. Watson, the try scorer before. Driving it up goes Taranaki. Lennox again, and Saar just leaves it behind. It's gone backwards though. Dufficy off to Tikoi Solomoni. He can go in some space, and he does well to evade the tackle. Taranaki on a roll here. Northcote Hill players left and right. Lennox loses the ball forward. He probably was in.
Oh, no.
In fact, it's come off a King Country player, and the tackle is the call, so Taranaki will have another opportunity.
Yeah, they won't go missing. At least they got the scrum, though. I think they're a bit lucky on that, but they'll take it. Big scrum here to set up. Yeah, nice work move. And we could see some big boys in the channel if they're not scoring from the get-go. We've got a lovely man here cleaning our windows, doing such a fantastic job.
Good on him.
You can see a lot better now. Your glasses look like they're fogging up though, Will. They're hot in here.
Oh, it's hot, mate. The game's heating up. Halfway through the first half, 14-0. Tries to Pukai and Watson, both converted by Brayton Northcote Hill. And Taranaki with a scrum 5-6 metres out.
Great attacking opportunity here. Solid platform. Well, here we go. Next shunt. Great
Ooh.
Scrum there from King Country.
Yeah, it's good. Told to use it, though, as the scrum turns around. And here's Ben Dufficy on debut for Taranaki.
Nice
Lennox going to the left. Tikui Solomoni in from the wing. What can he do here? Loses it in contact, goes backwards. Northcote Hill picks it up and scores. That's their third. Taranaki extend their lead.
Great do there by King Country there, and a lovely pick up there by Brayton. Good finish to the try there. Good skill level, especially in the wet conditions.
Yeah, good little play here. And it was Tikui Solomoni up against his opposite, and Brayton Northcote Hill did really well to pick that ball up at his bootlaces. And he'll look to convert his own try. 19-0 with the kick to come.
A reasonably young Taranaki team here today as well, Will. Only Vidaniki's the one over 30 in the 30 club. And the rest of the boys, sit in mid-20s. So it shows that, there's some good young players coming through the region at the moment, and hopefully that they can, keep up the great performances that have been putting on the park the last few years.
It's a good stat there from you, mate. You've done well.
I'm going to count it, mate. That's part of my job, I reckon.
Here's Northcote Hill's kick, and he's got it.
Oh.
Paul Williams and Warwick Lemur with their flags up. It was a delayed reaction.
He's the pride of Kakaramea, that boy.
So 21 points to 0. 3 converted tries for the home team.
Yeah, the last time the King Country played Taranaki was back in 2012, and unfortunately the scores were about 67-16, so here's hoping, I guess, Taranaki supporters will be looking for something the same, but King Country might not be.
Yeah, of course, these two teams played a lot in Division 1 and Division 2 rugby back when the formats were a lot different to what they are now. Great history. And Scott Jury picks it up from the back of the scrum. Now, back of the ruck, I should say. Northcote Hill, the try scorer, kicking well tonight. Fiti Saar spins out of a couple of tackles and taken down. Takuita Mita trying to get over the ball. Back in the pocket is Northcote Hill again. Nicely controlled. Patterson at fullback decides to have a bit of a run and a little bit isolated. King Country do well, though, to get over the ball to secure it. Gent Standen.
Right, the King Country big boys, they're having to do a lot of work here. But they're getting back into position.
Gent Standen again.
Oh, Pauakai. He's strong in that tackle.
He's strong tackler, man. Like he just goes all in. He's King Country trying to run the ball up. That's Saxton Hunter and 7. And Taranaki get the penalty. And a player over the ball.
Looks like the sleeves of the jerseys have been taken in. It's going quite tight around the biceps for a few of the fellas. Look at Lennox.
All that Super Rugby training that he's been getting over the season. Of course, played for the Highlanders this year and did not look out of place. He was great, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's another kid with a bright future as well. Love to see that pass coming off the ground a bit quicker from him. I think once he nails that, the rest of the game just complements itself anyway. I think that's what will take him to that next level. So fingers crossed he keeps working on his craft.
Well, we have a replacement already for King Country. In jersey 18 is Tom Ryan out of the Taupo Club in his 18th game, I should say. So an early change here. And I think Tutaki has gone off. So Taranaki, we've seen this before already tonight. JJ Pokai looking for two. He's got the ball at the back, controlling it well. He's over the line and the try has been awarded. Pokai gets two. And Taranaki extend their lead out to 26 points to 0.
Yeah, that Neil Barnes coach ball really is a weapon for them. You know, I've seen it used well last year. We've seen it used very well here a couple of times, leading to a couple of tries there for JJ.
Northcote Hill with his first conversion from this side of the field.
Tell you what, Will, these corporate boxes look pretty sweet, mate. You know, if you've ever thought about upgrading your game day experience, you know, experience the thrill of live rugby and ultimate comfort and style with our premium hospitality packages at Stadium Taranaki. If you're looking for an exclusive game day experience, TRFU have a range of options to suit your needs at trfu.co.nz.
This one looks pretty good. Oh, he's on target tonight, Northcote Hill.
And great to see him back playing as well. He's had a lot of injuries over the time. You know, it's good to see him get a bit of game time and show the skill and class that young man is.
28 points to 0. 4 converted tries. 25 minutes gone. And King Country looked promising early on. And Taranaki have pretty much had the ball ever since. Scott Jerry with another take.
I guess position and territory are sitting there even at around 50%, but looks to see that Taranaki are converting the most of those opportunities down in that 22.
Ollie Lawson in jersey 7 on debut out of the Coastal Club runs it up for Taranaki. And a kick downfield to Brayton Northcote Hill. Patterson at 15. He returns the favour.
That's a huge carry on.
Northcote Hill does well, and he gets out of one tackle. Inside King Country's half now, Lennox once more. Watson, who scored a try earlier on in jersey number 3. Lays it back for Lennox again. They go left. Lawson with his head down.
Good carry by the debutant there.
Out of Marlborough. Numbers away to this left-hand side. Dufficy. Jacob Ratamativuki Neepkins. I thought it was forward, but it's waved away by the referee. Lennox. Ratamativuki Neepkins playing first receiver. The halfback is there in possession again, and Jury loses it forward, and King Country loses it forward again. Bara Vilala, but the first one came off the Amber and Blacks.
Coming up to the 30 minutes in the game, Will, I think they could be pretty happy so far, Taranaki, especially after that start for the first 5 minutes where the Rams are putting a lot of pressure on them. You know, they've come down into the opposition end and, you know, made the most of their opportunities. So it was one of the great facts that I read before the game. The King Country coach, Aaron Dunster, is also their most capped player of all time with 113 games. So, look, he's installing a lot of knowledge onto these boys. And it's not just the playing stuff, it's probably the off-the-field stuff as well.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, talking to him prior to the match and really looking forward to this game. They'd spent a bit of time at Clifton coming down. Lost forward there, Brown. So, again, under advantage. None coming, they'll come back. So, maybe the ball just a little bit slippery in these conditions. Been raining, as I said, for most of the afternoon. It has cleared, though, and quite balmy compared to what it was like earlier in the week.
You know, when they're getting started on the big shed out the back there with the facilities as well, I mean, that's going to be a great addition to what is a fantastic venue.
Yeah, they've done a great job, and before the game we had David McLeod, the MP for New Plymouth, Mike Neal from the Taranaki Regional Council, and Craig Williamson, the chair of the Taranaki Regional Council, officially cutting the ribbon. I know it's been open for a couple of months now, but officially this is the biggest game at the venue since it's opened.
Dive catch there by Grinley. Fortunately held on to it.
Sixth penalty of the night.
He's a player for a lot of class as well, I reckon, Grinley. You know, he'll be going to his home ground in a couple of weeks' time out Manaia. He put on a hell of a good show last year, so you know, I'm sure he'll be looking forward to doing it in front of his family and friends What will be a pretty awesome occasion there versus Thames Valley. So don't forget to get your tickets at Ticketek for Saturday the 19th of July at that beautiful ground, Manaia.
Yeah, they did a good job last time, didn't they?
Amazing.
It was well received.
And I think that's what Taranaki Rugby's done really well, is take it back out to those little towns, bring the heart of it back into it.
King Country on the front foot. Baravilala. Oh, great catch in the slips there by Liam Rowlands. Gent Standen, off it goes. Nice little tip on there. Takuida Mita again with another carry. And they're looking good with ball in hand though. Stab kick through to the winger. And that was Matai. A little bit loose at the back. Taranaki still have it. It spills out to the King Country side. Rollinson fires it back in field. First touch for Ryan, the replacement front rower. Pokai again with a tackle. Gent Standen leaves it for his big number 8. King Country with possession. The other post at the top of your screen. Another pick and go there by Takuida Mita. Leaving it for the forwards. Pina Cornelius, the big front rower. They go open here now, do King Country. In from fullback is Patterson, slipping and diving, but still got possession. 5 metres out. King Country laying it back now. Plugging away to that far side of the field, the blind side. Taranaki trying to hold them up. Running onto it is the big Malimosi, Fijian midfielder. Taranaki trying to get hands on the ball. Called away for it. Long pass over the top. Pina Cornelius is there. Cuts back in field. And laying it back here for Gent Standen. This could be interesting here. Can King Country break the Taranaki defence, which is held up for the first 31 minutes of the game so far? Takuida Mita loses the ball in contact. Jury's there to snap it up and they can break out of their 22. And they do through Brayton Northcott Hill.
And here goes Lennox with that turn of pace we were talking about earlier, Will.
Having to go back is Brown. And he clears for touch and they do really well. Yeah, but it was a worrying sign there when you got Lennox running up in front of you.
Here we go. He's got that turn of pace just like your Bodine Barrett's and your Damien McKenzie's. Just that little bit of extra gas to get you through the gap.
Good message there from Dean Spicer. Yes, it is Liam Tunnies McBride alongside me tonight.
Yeah, good on you, Dino, mate. Great to hear from you again.
Yeah, good.
I look forward to a beer up the Nagga Noggin in time to come.
He'll be there. Good rugby man being knocked on. You know, it's a full pass, in fact, called by Angus Maybe. Yeah, thanks so much for joining us on Taranaki Rugby's YouTube and Facebook. A great way to showcase this fixture here. The Yarrows Taranaki Bulls, their first defence of the season. Playing King Country from up the road in State Highway 3.
And a massive thank you again to the Taranaki Regional Council, the New Plymouth District Council and Taranaki Rugby for putting on a free event here today at Stadium Taranaki. Unfortunately, the Wes hasn't paid ball, but we've still got people turning out in the stands and in the terraces at the end as well. So fingers crossed that the rain stays away here.
Off to the blind. Gent Standen to Brown. Cuts back in field. Does Bevan Brown. And loose at the back though. And bundled into touch go King Country. And Josh Setu on that far side wearing jersey 11 for Taranaki. Back from injury as well. And Coach Neil Barnes has really rewarded those guys. You know, we were talking earlier about Northcott Hill and Setu coming back from injury. Himopo Cunningham and Scott Jury as well have had their fair share of woes over the last month or so.
Good carry there by Dufusy. Set up here. Ooh.
A little bit loose and Grinlate lose it forward. No, it's not. So they're going to keep playing here. Taranaki. Here's Jury with his head down. Lennox again back towards the left-hand side.
Some mismatches here for the backs.
Just those little passes that go astray. And another knock on. But again, a chance for King Country here. When they've got into the 22, they look good.
Yeah, they're keeping the ball in hand. They're building phases. And it's just that one extra pass generally that's letting them down. You know, the big boys still look like they've got a bit of left in the tank as well for them. No one's on all haunches, so It's good to see. I think they could be pretty happy with the effort so far. A few more of those things go their way in the bounce of the ball. We're looking at a different picture.
Player down and back play there for King Country, I think it is. No, for Taranaki, man. It might be Duffusy. Yeah, it is, who maybe took a knock there when he went into contact.
So we've got a good attacking opportunity here for the Rams. Like to see the young man Patterson get his hands on the ball. Looks like he loves to run it.
Jen Standen, good platform for him to work off here for King Country. Brown in from the wing, tries to get away from Grinley, and they're up towards the 10-metre line. King Country, and again, good ball here for Rollinson taking it into contact. In fact, there's Rollison there. It was Patterson that took it in. Good possession here for the visiting side. A nice little wrap around there. Here's Patterson, the fullback. Over the ball is Tikawit Solomoni, and wasn't good enough to get the ball on that occasion. Hunter has got to go on and play halfback. Against Standen, first receiver on that occasion. But he's back into his traditional position. Good quick ball here for King Country.
Great tackle there by Brayton.
And that was on Baravilala.
Use it.
Jen Standen again. Off it goes to the replacement Ryan. Over the top.
Oh, Bumfa.
Mali Mossi looks good with ball in hand. Left behind though. But they've still got possession here. Here's Ryan again. Come off the bench for Tutaki.
Advantage.
Yeah, player line in the middle of that one. So under advantage go King Country. They'll come back for the penalty, not rolling away. Will you take the points with 5 to go?
No. Come on, Will. They've kicked the corner the first 5 minutes. Surely you've got to have a crack. But whether a scrum might be a better option here.
Yeah, the scrum's going well.
Bring the numbers in. Yeah, they are setting a very good platform, actually, to be fair. It's not a lot of movements from both sides, which is what you're looking for when you're trying to attack off set piece. But they obviously shown that they back their line out here as well. And a great kick to touch there by Rollinson. It's time to roll up the sleeves for the Rams. Give it a crack.
Rollins will chuck it in again. We've seen 2 tries from a hooker so far tonight. He'll be licking his lips with 5 out.
A good throw. He's on target again.
He can set it up, but Taranaki, good run there from Dunster. The other posts for King Country.
Let's use it.
Told to use it. Mita
Good pick and go.
with a carry again. He's been really proficient around the ruck for King Country. And under advantage here. Taranaki offside at the ruck.
Good pick there by the 10.
Rollinson.
And offload.
Offload. He's the replacement prop. And it's Tom Ryan. His second try for King Country, and it's in a Ranfurly Shield match. The visitors are on the board.
Look at that. Building phases here. A couple of nice pick and goes by the big boys. And this is what they were doing earlier, right? Except they didn't get rewarded for all the hard effort there. A great defense here from Taranaki, from Jury and Paukai. And here we go. Slips through the gap. Good ball carry. Got low. And that's it. Especially in those 5 metres out, Will. The lower the body, the better, isn't it? Grab a teammate. Get him on you. It's harder to stop 2 men than 1.
And Rollinson could bring up 60 points for King Country with this kick, sitting on 58 at the moment. And a good chance to do it too, and he's in a good position.
I wonder if they've got some signed written jerseys that they may get to keep after the game as well.
Surely.
See what the budget's like, eh?
He stabs the kick over and brings up 60 points for the Rams. Does Kieran Rollinson. 28-7 is the score here. Just under 2 minutes to play in the first Ranfurly Shield defence of the season. Northcott Hill with his first restart of the match. Kicks inside the 22. And the big number 6, goodness me, Caleb Foote kicks it downfield. Hasn't found touch though, as Ratamatavuki Nepkins along the wing, lays it back for Lennox. Taranaki getting back into possession. Northcote Hill again. Walters Hansen. Good quick ball here for Taranaki. King Country, yeah, very careful not to take the halfback out. Inside pass to Pokai. Up to the 10-metre line they go. Taranaki, good play here. Ratamatavuki Nepkins stabs it inside the 22, and a good one too.
He's had a couple of nice little touches on that right boot of his. Put him into good areas to put a bit of pressure on the King Country team. 30 seconds to go. Will they get up and compete? Like to see it. JJ Pokai's been good on that ball carry. He's immense with ball in hand. Hard to stop.
It's very physical too, doesn't he? Come through, of course, the club scene here in Taranaki. Peter Takahu goes up for that one. And King Country inside their 22. Mali Mosi takes it up. And they can clear here, and they will. But this one hasn't found touch. No, it hasn't, and been allowed to bounce too. No one could really grab onto that one. King Country do really well to stay in field. Robinson is on in jersey 22 for the visiting side. Foot.
Thought he might be back in the pocket for another clearance.
King Country as the siren sounds here at Stadium Taranaki. Pina Cornelius takes it up on that occasion. And they're quite happy just to boot it into touch and go to the sheds under the new stand here at Stadium Taranaki. And it's been a really good display. First up, Taranaki with a 28-7 lead at the break. And what do you make of the first half here, Liam McBride?
I think it's been some really good footy here, Will. Nice attacking from both teams. I think Taranaki's converted their opportunities a lot better in that red zone. And I think King Country did it well there, but also that defence from Taranaki's been immense as well. Really getting off the line and making those, offensive tackles, which I guess Barnsley and Hawata and Coops would love to see as well.
And you've been quite impressed with some of the debutants that have been playing for Taranaki, and even some debutants playing for King Country tonight. Takueda Mita has had a number of good carries.
Yeah, that was the name on the tip of my tongue as well, mate. He's been getting about his work, and Takahu as well. Just carrying the ball hard, getting the boys into good positions, and also Bada Valia, he's also played really well as well, I think. He's carried hard from the exits and set the boys up in some good positions, but also happy to play the ball as well. There we go. We've got a little bit of something happening at the half time here.
Always entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah. Will's look, he's ready to strip down. Is that you down there, Will?
No.
Streaker later.
So the stats on screen here, 4 tries to 1 in the first 40 minutes. Brayton Northcote Hill, 4 out of 4 so far. He's even scored a try. We've had 2 tries from JJ Pokai, Keely Watson, and Northcote Hill as well. And possession and territory, we were mentioning, territory's relatively even, but the possession, quite an interesting stat there. King Country, 63%.
They're building some phases, though. That's what I mean. They're holding on to the ball really well. It's just that either one extra pass or that one drop ball, if they hold on to those, there's another try or two there, really.
Yeah, a couple of missed tackles there from both teams, turnovers, nothing really to write home about. Only 6 penalties so far in this match. It's been relatively free-flowing. But the halftime score here at Stadium Taranaki as we go to a break here. Taranaki with a 28-7 advantage. Back in a moment from Stadium Taranaki. Welcome back to Stadium Taranaki, the first Ranfurly Shield game of the season. And the holders, Taranaki, with a 28-7 advantage against the King Country Rams from up the road in State Highway 3. We've seen 4 tries to 1 so far. Will Johnston with the call, and alongside me, former Taranaki and New Plymouth Old Boys midfielder Liam McBride. And it's been quite an entertaining first half, as I mentioned, 4 tries to 1, but King Country look really good with ball in hand, don't they?
Absolutely, yeah. Both sides are throwing the kitchen sink at it. I think we're seeing Scotty Jury come to the bench here. He's looking like he's going to sit on the pine for a while. And look, I think I need to take this time to apologise to everyone there. Well, it sounds like there's a bit of reflection coming off my big forehead, mate. So, look, sorry to the viewers. I think we'll keep the focus on Will here as well.
My hairline is getting a little bit receding as the years go on. But good to be here, and thanks so much for joining us on Taranaki Rugby's YouTube channel. Yarrow's Taranaki Bulls' first defence of the season. Of course, they beat Tasman last year to win it, to clinch it, and then they didn't have a defence because obviously the Bunnings NPC went into the quarterfinals and so forth, didn't it? So first time it's on the line.
And look, what the viewers probably can't see at home as well is the new stand over there. There's definitely probably about half to 3/4 full, but the stand here where the cameras are, you know, she's about 90% full, and there's certainly a big atmosphere coming down there. Crowd's getting in behind it, you know, awesome to see. A few punnets, the chippies, and a couple of sausage rolls for the bigger boys as well.
And certainly the weather playing ball, raining for most of the afternoon as both teams make their way out onto the middle. King Country has played Taranaki in 3 previous Ranfurly Shield challenges, first in 1958, 1964 and 2012, with the closest being in 58 where they lost here 15-11 at what was Rugby Park.
And don't forget to get your Manaia Matchday tickets available at Ticketek on the Saturday the 19th of July versus Thames Valley. Season memberships from as little as $40 available from the trfu.co.nz. Join the defence. Here we are, Brayton Hill, Northcote Hill to start us off in the second half.
We're back underway here. The 40th match between these two teams as well. As King Country clear from their 22, and a good clearance too on that far side in front of the new East stand. And we will scan the teams to see if there have been any replacements. I think jersey 17 is Perry Lawrence for Taranaki out of the New Plymouth Old Boys Club. He's on, playing in his 9th game for Taranaki.
And it looks like both the SAR boys are on there as well in the locking department, so that'll be some pretty proud parents.
Flat ball in midfield for Taranaki. Sage Walters-Hanson with his first touch in the second half.
He's carried the ball fantastically that first half as well. Here, opportunity here for Taranaki.
Oh, quick ball here. Cunningham. Off it goes to Vidaniki Tikoi Solomoni. Down his wing. Cuts in field and scores the opening try of the second half. And Taranaki's 5th try of the game. He looks electric when he's in space.
That's exactly what I was about to say, Will. Give that guy an inch of space. You know, he'll take a mile. A lovely bit of speed. Some great interchange there by the backs. Nice drawn pass by Cunningham as well. He's picked it from the sky there. Quick little inside, a bit of bump for there to Patterson at the back. Great start there for Taranaki. 1.5 minutes in. I don't think they'll be complaining with that. You know, it's great to see the club rugby players performing as well. You've got a lot of guys still to come back. The likes of Josh Jacob, Ruben O'Neill, Daniel Ronna, Michael Loft. I don't think we'll see the Barrett boys of Geordie, Scott and Bodie. No. They'll be on duty. Caelan Boshier, maybe Josh Lord. We've got old Jared Prophet, Bradley Slater, and I'm not sure we'll see Tupu Vai as well because, you know, he's been playing some fantastic footy, that man.
He's been playing well for the Chiefs.
And need I forget Kini Naholo as well, injured. But he's like Vidaniki Tuku Solomoni. Give him a bit of space and he'll create something from nothing. Great kick there from Brayton.
Oh, he's 100% tonight as he converts the Tikoi Solomoni try, 35-7 in the Ranfurly Shield game here at Stadium Taranaki. As jersey 22, Robinson, gets play back underway for King Country as Saar takes it up. Lennox, Northcote Hill, off to Saar again in jersey 4. That is Jaden Saar. And Fiti Saar playing in jersey 19. So good to see the brothers out there. Just another brotherly crew out here, I guess, for Taranaki. We've seen a few of them over the years.
I'd say a hefty food bill as well, Will. Those boys aren't small.
No, they're not.
Carry here by Ryan again.
Yeah, he scored that try in the first half for King Country and taken it up. He's still going up towards the halfway line. Gent Standen is over the ball at the back of the ruck. Feeds it away to that left-hand side. And Rollins, the captain, goes over the advantage line. A couple of guys needed to take him down. A good nuggety front rower. Running onto it again. Takawira Mita had a couple of carries in the first half. Quick ball for Dunster.
He's carried at the ball hard too as well. There's no handbrake for a few of these men.
Oh, they
straight up the guts.
Going to give it everything.
Cleaned off the ball.
As again, slow here a little bit, but King Country in midfield. Running it up is Molly Mossy. Coming up quickly is the Taranaki defence as Dunster is smashed in the tackle.
Use it.
Gent Standen again, loose, but it's gone back. Patterson, the fullback, has to tidy up. They've lost a couple of metres here, King Country, but they're back in Taranaki's half. Good work there by Patterson. Gent Standen again. In centre field they go. Nothing really coming here. Taranaki over the ball. Yeah, you could see that coming. And Lennox takes off quickly. Oh, we've seen this. And they're back 10. As number 16 for Taranaki is Harry Hansen on debut. Good passing here is Fiti Sa. One of the Sa boys anyway. And it's going to be a penalty here. Pulling it back, yeah.
3 King Country boys down in a row. Hopefully they're all right. They're all on the knees maybe. They're just taking that little bit of extra breather.
Yeah, we can keep playing.
And the referees decided to play on with them in back play.
Surely you've got to stop. I mean, Will, you're the ref, mate. What's the rules around here?
Well, if they're away from play, you play on unless it's a front rower and there's a scrum or, you know, you sort of use your discretion here. He's going to go time off now because I think there's a couple of forwards there, so there'll be a couple of men down in the line out.
And there looks like a smart front rower there, taking one down there for the boys. He's clever.
Pina Cornelius.
Yeah, he knows what it's all about. He's obviously seen that the boys are struggling. I don't think the ref's paying too much attention to, if I'm honest with you. Another great attacking opportunity here for Taranaki. Like to see him convert it through to points again. And I think they'll go to that maul.
Yeah, they will. As Peter Takahu is down for King Country, along with Gent Standen. Takahu taking his time here as it looks like he'll be going off, which is a bit of a shame. Played for Clifton and also Stratford Eltham and Taranaki Club Rugby, and now he is representing King Country, coming off in his debut match here.
Harry Hansen to have his first throw of the night. Pretty good targets having those Sa boys in there, and Cunningham as well. They're not small. 19 here. Bill Nathama coming on for the King Country. Hopefully make a little bit of impact.
Yeah, Josh Setu gone off for Taranaki as well. He's had a quiet first opening half. And Nawai is on in jersey 21. And King Country have stolen the line out here. Good work there by the visitors. The challengers here tonight under a little bit of pressure. And they do clear from their half. In fact, it was their in goal, rather.
Great clearance here from King Country.
Yeah, down towards the halfway.
Just releases a lot of pressure, doesn't it? Especially when you're in that 5 metre zone. And the prop's still down. He might not have got up from the last one. I don't think the ref's too worried about him as well. Hopefully he's all right. Might be a little bit of discomfort there. He's not moving too far.
Hansen again with another chance to remedy his first throw in Taranaki colours.
I don't understand why you don't stop it. You've got 2 guys here almost in play.
Nawai goes into halfback for Taranaki, and good ball here. And it's Ratamaitavuki Neepkins in some space, taken down by Malamosi. Nawai again, moving it away to Northcote Hill. Nice inside ball, and here is Fiti Sa for Taranaki, the replacement forward. Quick ball here. They go beyond Walters Hansen. Grinley stepping.
Lovely feet.
Great pass onto the wing. Lennox dives in the corner. Spectacular finish. And Taranaki will score their 6th try of the match.
I'll tell you what, that's a serious level of skill that, Will. Great work there by Fiti Sa on the run. Carey set it up well for the boys, held onto it. Nawai, quick ball from the back. Grinley, lovely footwork here. And then the ability to actually get the ball loose again in contact. You know, he's probably held it up, then put it back down and around them, and a great finish here by Lennox in the corner. And I think that sort of talks into Lennox as well, right? You know, having that ability to play multiple positions. You know, going from an outside back to a half back, you know, potentially to full back as well. You know, I think when you have players like that, you know, those are the ones that can have some real impact off the bench, you know, and it gives you the ability to, you know, put other people in other positions as well. Something like the Springboks would love saying like that, you know, when they change the whole forward pack out.
Now, Northcote Hill has been on target tonight, and I've put the mockers on him away to the left-hand side. Couldn't quite swing it around.
Yeah, way to go there, Will. So you mentioned before, I mean, have you thought about Turkey yourself, mate? It's only a nice little flight over, from all accounts from my friends. You know, it's a good place to go, get the hair done and come back.
It's all right. Yeah.
You thought about it?
I haven't, but have you?
No, I'm buggered, mate. Mine ain't growing back.
40 points to 7.
Carried back.
The Lennox try unable to be converted, and
Oh,
Taranaki
wow.
with a spring in their step. This is the debutant, Sage Walters-Hanson. What a run by the Clifton number 8. The ball goes forward, though.
Point advantage.
He has some gas, that boy, at 8.
Impressive.
So well.
Mully Mossy up to the 10-metre line in their own half. Gent Standen with a kick over the top. No real chase coming as Ratamaitavuki Neepkins.
He's got time and space. Look at this.
He does. It looks great. Looks so easy. Oh, what a kick to Lennox! Unbelievable skill from Jacob Ratamaitavuki Neepkins. And Lennox will score his second try in a matter of minutes for Taranaki. Wow!
I'll tell you what, those last 2 tries have been some exceptional skill level here. Look at Ratamaitavuki Neepkins, just identifies the opportunity. Little chip over the top, and just watch this little touch of class. You know, that stuff you can't teach, mate. That's some fantastic footy there from those 2 boys. Look, couple of Highlanders recruits, eh? Freshly signed as well. Look, they could have years in that jersey, and hopefully they do, you know, to bring that level of Highlanders play up. Because, you know, they always struggle to recruit good players. So hopefully Jamie Josephs keeps knocking down the doors on some of their important ones, which they have.
And Northcote Hill slots the conversion. It's a 40-point game here, 47-7, as we're about to tick over 50 minutes of the Ranfurly Shield game. Oh, I just can't believe that. The bounce of the football for Lennox.
There's some great footy, and, you know, a lot of these guys will be taking that back to their clubs now. You know, 3 round-robin games left in the CMK Club Rugby in Taranaki. You know, there should be some really good players, you know, back in amongst it again as well. We might see some Chiefs, well, maybe some of the fringe Chiefs boys potentially, depending on how they get on.
Yeah, and it's good for club rugby as well. It's a penalty there,
Same
knock
as the
on,
first one.
and
Knock on.
offside in front. So
Right, and offside.
Taranaki making a couple of replacements. Jack Wiseman is on in jersey 22 on debut. New Zealand under-20s and New Plymouth Boys High School last year. So a proud moment for Jack Wiseman. As King Country kicked the ball deep into the 22. And a chance here to do something early on in the second half.
Come in.
Successful catch.
Yeah.
That prize for Marvel's Buffet. Gentlemen, John, coming your way.
Timing's good.
It's Hunter
Front.
on debut
tackle!
for King Country. Climbs up at the line out. Gent Standen. Off it goes to Dunster. Spinning and up towards the advantage line. The lock for the Rams. They're all lined up. And losing the ball is Rowlands. And Grinley pounces on it immediately. Taranaki with a chance to break out. Lennox. And they do have some speed down this right-hand side. Ratamaitavuki Neepkins trying to replicate what he did before. No cigar on that occasion. Gent Standen to Ryan, who scored King Country's only try so far.
He's been busy in his work since he's come on as well, the big fella.
Gent Standen. Mully Mossy.
He's carried the ball well as well.
He's been really strong in that midfield for King Country tonight. 22 is Cam Robinson.
Let's use it.
Quite a nice pass off the deck, old Gent standing here. Get the ball reasonably quick to that first receiver.
And played against a lot of these Taranaki players in club rugby, of course. Played for Clifton, then went back home. And good to see him representing his team here tonight. 23 is Kahu. Looks like he could be the replacement halfback. Oh, again, not a great pass, and it's being knocked on there. Bit of frustrations here for King Country, struggling to put phases together.
So that tiredness starts to kick in. You know, I guess the boys have probably got a little bit of footy under their belt, and the same for the Taranaki side. But it really shows, you know, in these last 20 minutes where the good teams come through. Some subs on there. Lamalu in the 20 jersey. And Paddy O'Carroll-Harmy there, looking like he's heading to tight head for Taranaki.
On debut too.
Keely Watson, mate, I think he's had a great game. You know, he's been good with ball in hand. He can play that interchange ball out the back. He's got a good skill level there for the big fella. He looks like he's in a little bit of pain limping around, but nothing a Powerade won't fix, mate.
He was under a little bit of an injury cloud coming in. Thomas Edwards from Tukopa was on standby, but Watson with a 52-minute performance. Played a couple of games for Wanganui as well in the Heartland competition, so he'll know a couple of these players in the King Country team. And this is Brayton Northcott Hill. Oh, he could have gone on the other side to set Lennox up for a hat-trick, but Caleb Foote tidies up for King Country. He may have called for it, and it's worked out in their favour. King Country deep into the pocket here and under a little bit of pressure, and they clear, and this one hasn't found touch. Ratamaiti Vuki Neepkins on halfway. A little bit isolated. Yeah, he should have too. Called it and picked it from up here, but that's okay. Nawai down this blind side, flirting with a touchline. Great pass on the inside. Walters Hansen, Viraniki Tikoi Solomoni looking for two. Tying them in knots. Viraniki Tikoi Solomoni with a second.
Man, give that man a bit of space, eh? He is fantastic. Great run there by Brayton Northcott Hill. Unfortunately, the pass didn't go to the right man, but you know, he did all the hard work to get there. As you see on the screen, Nawai there playing with death, and this Sage Walters Hansen, man, he's just got that turn of pace for a number 8. I'd love to see him have a real good crack here in this Bunnings NPC. Hopefully Barnesies and Huara and Coops have had you know, some good viewing of him, and he continues to play well in club rugby. I'd love to see him get a bit of a shot there. He's quite athletic.
And it looks like it will be Jack Wiseman to kick and pick up potentially his first points for Taranaki.
And another debut coming on here, Jack Parker, New Plymouth Old Boys. Once again, a Josh Jacobs similar player, you know, got a lot of time with the ball in hand. Great kicker of the ball. You know, and exciting to see him get his opportunity here today.
As the conversion goes over for Jack Wiseman. And they have cracked the 50, 54 points to 7 now. 54 minutes gone. A point a minute, Taranaki. And you mentioned Jack Parker. He has been really good in club rugby. He's kicking really well. Very slight character, but he's got some skill. And a bit of first-class rugby to his name too. 14 games for Buller between 2022 and 23.
He must have been young at that point in time.
Oh, yeah.
It's high school, isn't it, really? Which shows, you know, I guess the quality of what he's about. And good man off the field as well. Great character for the team.
Nawai. Here's Parker, his first touch in Taranaki colours. And they are on fire again here, Taranaki. Jacob Ratamaiti Vuki Neepkins just couldn't get the pass away, and the flag is up.
Yes, now's the time to try things, Will. You know, like say, 50 points on the board. And sometimes those passes are coming off. So, you know, probably looking at about 50-50, which I think you take your chances on.
Good to get their combination sorted too. And, of course, a number of these players in the Taranaki team, it's sort of a taste of the future. As Rollins throws, Foot goes up with it. And King Country now with a chance to break out of their half. Good. Oh, I was going to say it was a good pass, but it was a little bit towards the ground and unable to be controlled on that far side. As Neepkins goes quickly. And they're called back. I think the line-out was formed there. Jacob Ratamaiti Vuki Neepkins trying to be a little bit sneaky.
Line out here.
I would have said he would win out of the brotherly fights between the Neepkins boys. Isaac probably a good fight. I'm not sure Eli be much of a one to throw a knuckle these days. But once again, yeah, a skillful individual, both of those fellas on that footy field too.
Yeah.
Scott Jury with that one. Taranaki now, Viraniki Tikoi Solomoni. Oh, that's a forward pass there, I think, as it has been. No, it has been picked up.
And Lennox gets pumped for his troubles.
Jesus.
That's a good metre and a half for that one. Hey, look, you're taking it if you can get away with it, eh?
Absolutely you will. There's another scrum here. And the territory stats, Taranaki just leading at the moment, 61% to 39, but the possession, 52 to 48 in favour of King Country, the percentage. So with a couple of replacement props on, the scrum will be interesting. I think Taranaki's entire front row has been changed. Hanson, Lawrence and O'Carroll Harmy on at the moment. And Rowlands is the only one left for King Country in the front row. The skipper, who wouldn't be surprised if he plays 80 minutes here tonight, out of the Tongariro United club. 47th game tonight for Liam Rowlands. Free kick, yeah, just hitting and chasing there, Taranaki. Gent stand and takes away quickly. And Robinson clears downfield. Maitivuki Neepkins, with all the time in the world, delays the kick. Little kick over the top. I think the player's a little bit hesitant to pick it up, but it is called general play and unable to be thrown into field on that far side. A little bit scrappy.
Yeah, but a helter-skelter there. But you like it when it works out, but at the same time, boys need to get a little bit of shape into it as well, eh? You want to make sure that the things that you're working on at training, are going to transition into the later parts of the season. And, this is where you're putting those building blocks in at the moment.
Jury again goes up with it. AJ Lamalu goes around the referee, Angus Maybe, and it puts Wiseman up towards the 10-metre line. Parker, Grinley controls it, does well. That's come off King Country, I think. Yeah, it has. Referee playing advantage for that one. As Parker again. Passes it straight to a King Country player, but no advantage. And Taranaki will want to make sure they get their scrum discipline right.
Rugby would like to thank the following organisations for their outstanding support of the grassroots game in our region.
Look, I think we've ended up with some fantastic weather here, Will. From what was there this afternoon, I was surprised that the pitch wasn't flooded. But now we were at, no rain. Crowd seems to be enjoying it. There's a good atmosphere in both stands. And even the terraces are built up a little bit more from where we were at the beginning.
Yeah, they've come in. Taranaki now a little bit more stable on that occasion, and it comes out for Nawai. He takes off. We've seen this before for Taranaki. Passes over to his fellow Taranaki halfback in Lennox. The referee gets pushed over and back play. That's opened up a bit of a gap.
Good hands.
Moving the ball out wide. Ratamaitavuki Neepkins cuts back in field for Taranaki.
He just glides, doesn't he?
He's hit hard there by Dunster. Out the back door it goes.
Unconventional, but it works out all right.
Harry Hansen, great hands to his Stratford Eltham teammate. And Vinaniki Tikoi Solomoni is in for a hat-trick.
Hansen, great skills there by the replacement hooker. I think he's come on and done some really good stuff again as well. I'm not sure Nawai there needed to throw it out the back door, but it all works out. The coaches can be happy. There's another try on the board. And a great finish there by Tikoi Solomoni as well.
59-7, and it will be Jack Parker this time.
He's given the reins for the boot. See if he can make it. He's kicked well at club rugby as well. Like we said earlier, got a lot of skill. And hopefully we see it transition out into this next stage too. Sort of reminds me of a young Thomas Landrigan, actually.
Oh, yes, yeah. He was silky back in the day.
Yeah, very skillful and just really similar looking as well. We've probably without the glasses, maybe.
Well, here's his opportunity to get points on the board for Taranaki, and he doesn't, but he'll have more opportunities in this game or future games. And Liam Rowlands and Warwick Lamert having a bit of a chat as they go back towards halfway.
Couple of changes for the King Country team there. Dennis Andrew Peters, big fella there in the 17 jersey. And we've also got number 20, I believe, in Jared Crossan on debut.
Yeah, a number of players on debut for both teams. Great to see. Proud families. Good moment. Lamalu out of the United club. Nawai gets rid of the captain for King Country. Parker to Jury. Ratamatavuki Neepkins. Again, Taranaki just playing freely now. Under 20 minutes to go in this game. Parker with a kick downfield.
Good game management there by Mr. Parker.
Kahu.
And now we've got open field here.
Into no man's
Taranaki on the right-hand side here. Here we go, Lennox.
Here's Lennox. Turns it back in field to Vinaniki Tikui Solomoni. Fraction forward, yeah, it was. It was called, I think, by Paul Williams on the far side. And knowing Paul, he doesn't miss much.
You're not wrong there. Tell you what, we're a bit lucky with the talented referees that we have out there today, doing a good show. I thought Mr. Maybe there almost put his knee out when he slipped over. But he's recovered and he's doing well.
Those sort of things go around the referee group chats and they get cleaned out.
I don't doubt that whatsoever. Look at that fantastic corporate hospitality space over there, Will. You know, that new stand hopefully will bring the punters in. They'll probably be happy in there at the moment, staying nice and warm as well.
Yeah, a few in there too. There's a change there for King Country at halfback, Kane Tamu, in his 50th first-class game. Of course, he played for Wanganui, King Country, and also Horowhenua Kapiti. So he fed the ball into that previous scrum, and there he is in jersey number 21. Getting the ball off to Ryan. Tamu back into position again. Looking to the open side. Ooh. That was Robinson feeding the ball back onto the inside to Crosland. His first touch in King Country colours.
Oh, Ryan looks like in a little bit of discomfort there.
There's Thama. Nathama takes it up. Tamu digs it out from the back of the ruck. Robinson with a bit of a show and go. He's wrapped up by Walters Hansen. Quick ball here for King Country. Crosland again loses the ball into contact. So Taranaki under advantage.
Here we go. No one at home as well. And they've got the overlap.
What can they do? Can they spot the space? They're deciding to run it. Parker now kicks it ahead. They've got somebody back. And Brown manages to control it nicely there at the back. There's Bevan Brown out of the Waititi club.
Tell you what, Tom Ryan, number 18 for King Country, was in a bit of a world of discomfort there, but he's made it all the way back to help the boys out. You know, trotted 50 metres back, and he still looks like he's in a bit of pain.
That one hasn't found touch.
Oh, here we go.
Neepkins, Grinley, what can he spark here? Lennox already scored 2 today. And they're heading the tackle there by Mali Mossi.
You didn't miss him there. That was a bit of a sandwich.
He's taken a couple of good hits.
Yeah,
Lennox.
but he just gets back up, eh? The size of his nuts, I reckon. That boy just, no handbrake once again. All for it.
Nathama was involved in that tackle too. He had AJ Lamalu on his outside, but probably thought that he was running out a little bit of space and just decided to run it. As Liam Rowland's coming off, and it will be Sam Robinson to throw for King Country. Ooh. Sloppy at the back for Tamu.
Here we go.
Falls on the way of Taranaki. Here we go. Grinley, untouched.
Show and go.
Goes in and scores Taranaki's 10th try in the Ranfurly Shield match.
Nice little goosey there, actually, Will. I believe that was quite in your repertoire back in the day of E-grade.
Long levers?
Yeah, long levers. A little bit of David Campese-like.
Wishful thinking, I think.
Yeah. I guess that's why you went to the whistle early doors, mate.
Yeah, 100%. I could catch, pass and kick, but I couldn't tackle.
Yeah.
Just too wet.
That training.
Oh, just awful. So, 64-7 with 15 minutes remaining in this Ranfurly Shield game. The last time these two teams played in a Shield match was in 2012. 67-16 was that score at TT Stadium in Inglewood. And King Country played Hawke's Bay last year. 57-7 was that score. And King Country, that stat on screen, 23 tackles they've missed.
Yeah, mind you, it was, probably only in around that 8 in the first half. So the second half really dropped off in terms of that defensive presence. I guess scoreboard probably reflects it a little bit as well. But it's always hard getting up off the dirt again, when you've seen the other team running past you. But not saying they've put a lot of heart and a lot of resilience out there as well and played some good footy.
They have 66-7. 66 minutes gone. Parker picks up his first points for Taranaki as the game gets back underway as it goes towards that new east stand here at Stadium Taranaki. Grinley trying to break out again. Previous try scorer. Nawai to Parker. It goes to Ollie Lawson on debut for Taranaki. A couple of touches for him tonight. Parker again kicks downfield. It's been charged though, and there's a little knock on there.
Like he was going for the spiral. That's dating back to the Andrew Merton sort of class there.
Great days.
Yeah, wouldn't mind seeing them rip the finger back up as well. Maybe not the game to do it, but, you know, close one that they nail. We'll take it.
Good to see a couple of King Country supporters in the crowd tonight. And I know they met at Shining Peak at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
All you need's a couple of those beers, mate. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. It's been a dangerous afternoon, evening for them, I believe. Lovely food there as well, to be fair.
Sit!
I would have brought a couple of busloads down. Good to see the Maroons scattered around the ground as King Country just outside Taranaki's 22. Takueta Mita with a carry off the back of that scrum. A couple of replacements. That's Sam Robinson running it up the hooker. Tamu again. Robinson. If it goes to Dunster. Set down there by Jack Wiseman. Moving it away back to this near side. Robinson again. That's Cam. We've got two Robinsons. Sam in 16 and Cam in 22. Peters. Malimosi in 13. Tamu again. Off to Sam Robinson. King Country
Ball's available.
just in no man's land a little bit now. Here's Foot. Good
ball.
pass on to the debutant Takueta Mita.
Just a little bit slow on the support play there.
Yeah, and Sage Walters Hanson, he's been good all afternoon. And he picks up a turnover.
What to say? Love to see him get a crack at this level, you know, in the Bunnings NPC. All accounts a great club season, you know, and he certainly performed out here tonight as well. Another throw to the line out here for Harry Hansen.
And dropped in the crowd too. There's some money up for grabs here at Stadium Taranaki. No one has caught it yet, I don't think.
Is it the 200,000? One hand grab.
Yeah, they wish.
Yeah.
Wasn't that good?
Oh, certainly
Diving
was.
over picnic tables and all sorts. Jury. Walters Hansen. Nawai. And it is number 22, Jack Wiseman in midfield for the Amber and Blacks. Moving it away back to this near side. It's quick ball. Ratamaitivuki Neepkins could spark something here. Decides to go himself. Turns it back in field. And on debut for Taranaki is Jack Wiseman. And he will score under the bar.
Reminds me of the old Mark Mayer Hoffler dive. I think I'll show my age a little bit here, Will. But he was one to jump up, and I think I've tried it myself and ended up winded, so I don't know how he's walking away from that scot-free.
Great vision by Ratamaitivuki Neepkins. And what a dive there from Wiseman. Played well for the New Zealand 20s. Obviously has that connection and at university up in Waikato. But Barnes rewarding these local players.
And they'll be happy with this performance, Taranaki. You know, sometimes at this time of the year when the rep season's far away and you're really doing the club stuff, you know, when you're getting out midweek on your Monday, Wednesdays to do the gym and do these extra sessions, you know, it gets a little bit tedious at times. So to get a result like this and, you know, you're playing for something that's pretty massive within New Zealand rugby, you know, I think you can get up for it and that probably makes the trainings a little bit more fun knowing that you've got something like the Ranfurly Shield on the line.
And some of them have probably got a back up on Saturday in the CMK Taranaki Premier Club Rugby competition. I know Barnes has been quite clear to the Premier coaches around resting them around this fixture. Play them for 40 minutes or whatever.
It's just about getting that balance right, eh?
Taranaki with possession again. Grinley, what a great move that was for the Amber and Blacks. Ratamaitivuki Neepkins, there's the try scorer Wiseman. Couldn't quite get the pass away to Lennox, who moves into his traditional halfback position. Lawson.
He's gone about his work nicely today as well. Unassuming, but doing the hard yards.
A little kick ahead. Malimosi to tidy up for the Maroons.
Lennox getting a bit of a wedgie there by Patterson.
Tamu. Off it goes to Peters.
Turnover's
Played
good.
a little bit in Hamilton.
Oh,
And
Lamalu.
it's been kicked ahead, but no. AJ saw the line, but under advantage.
Good to see the wedgie still in the game, though, Will. It's probably one of the ones, and the Hopewadi's now out, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Can't do that anymore.
Frowned upon.
Which is not all that comfortable either.
Not when you rip your undies.
No. You would have had a couple of spares in the changing room just in case.
Of course. I was probably the last brigade to still shower nude, mate, so times have changed.
The quality of commentary has just dipped.
Yeah. Apologies to all.
You could argue it probably was always on the low.
Yeah, especially when I've come into the box anyway.
Oh, Taranaki being penalised at scrum time, wheeling. So there has to be a forward motion first. They must stay straight if they want to be rewarded. And obviously not on that occasion. As King Country declare from inside their half.
Love to see the Rams get another try here, Will. Hopefully they can build a few phases, put Taranaki defence under a bit of pressure.
Robinson, who has played for New Zealand Marist as well. One against the throw, though, is Nawai. Fires it back in field to Lennox. Here's Sage Walters-Hansen, who when he was announced over the PA had a number of supporters in the crowd, which was good to see. Grinley in the midfield for Taranaki tonight. Lawson, nice little tip on to Perry Lawrence, and Walters-Hansen over the top they go. Lawson again in support.
This is some fantastic skills in passing.
Sa, off it goes on the wing. And that big number 16 is Hansen. And they lose the ball again, but they love to keep the ball alive, Taranaki.
I think a lot of their offload stuff's actually come from Sonny Bill back in the day. You know, there's a lot more people trying it, a lot more skills being developed around the offload as well, because you get that piece right, that 50-50 ball, if you change that to an 80-20, you know, a lot of the time they're scoring tries, you know, breaking the line, and quite often people are running channels off that guy looking for them to make that other pass. Big scrum here from Taranaki. Can they push the King Country Rams off their ball? Perry Lawrence getting a bit of pressure here on the loose head. Good scrum there.
Yeah, this time they stay straight, but King Country do a good job to maintain it at the back. Mali Mosi runs it up again for the Rams. Kick downfield once more. Carried back, so they can't kick it out on the full. It's been allowed to bounce. Lennox does a good job. It sits up for him. And knock on there in midfield. As Mali Mosi tries to, in fact, that was Matai tried to come and grab it, but they'll come back for another scrum. But yeah, Taranaki much better staying straight on that last one.
I guess that's what the coaches want to see as well, is, you know, they bring these subs on, the bench on, they do want to see some impact, or, you know, they do want to make sure that that set piece is still, you know, operating effectively and efficiently. So you know, I think Neil and Jarek will be pretty happy with their full performance so far, and I think Coops will be the same with the backs.
So another set piece here. 11 tries to 1 in the Shield game, 73-7 with about 5 minutes to go at Stadium Taranaki. This time the penalty goes the other way. Good adjustment for Taranaki, and it's Paddy O'Carroll-Harmy getting the pats on the back. Well, it's on the head these days.
Good nudge.
Yeah, talking to the King Country coaches before the game. Aaron Dunster, as you mentioned, played 112 games for King Country, along with Gene Waller and their manager Ben Sheriff. They were just looking forward to the occasion, and they loved the new stand. Enjoyed the bus ride down today. They're going back tonight, empty-handed, of course, but it's just the occasion as Taranaki gets the driving maul going.
And that's what rugby's all about, Will, isn't it? You know, having a beer after the game, you know, chatting to everyone, getting in behind the atmosphere like this, and what better than a Ranfurly Shield challenge to do it all.
100%. Under advantage here, Taranaki, trying to get the ball out. A couple of King Country players coming in from the side as Nawai gets it off to Lawrence, lays it back here for Nawai again. He was going to cover the ruck, but no need to do that. Floats it over the top for Lennox, who's playing on the wing. Lennox, round his man, and he's in again. Lennox scores a hat-trick for Taranaki in the Shield game, 78-7.
You're running out of paper to write that down there, Will. just seems to be in the right place at the right time. Also, there's a lot of skill involved to finish it off too. Just seems to slide through the gap nicely, like roughly got Maitavutuki Neptunes as well.
Good vision there from Jack Wiseman to see a bit of space, and Lennox just finished it off really. And Parker again with an opportunity. Over a point a minute here for Taranaki in the game. And it will be Parker from 4 metres inside the touchline.
Good to see the young coastal boy there, potentially as a T-boy or ball boy. I guess as a young fella, you always want to be on that sideline watching those older guys go and battle it out too. So it will be a neat experience for him. Looks to be his friends on the sideline as well.
2.5 minutes to play here at Stadium Taranaki. The Shield will remain in New Plymouth and in Taranaki for another match. And of course, that Thames Valley game coming up on the 19th of July down in Manaia. Tickets available from Ticketek. And that'll be another good occasion down there. The home of Yarrows the Bakers, the major sponsor of the Yarrows Taranaki Bulls, as King Country might have one last throw of the dice.
Yeah, final 2 minutes here. Hopefully they get it within 10. It's like a nice kick. He might be about. Yeah, good nudge there by King Country, just as we just asked for it there, Will. They must be listening. Hopefully they nail the line out here and put a bit of pressure and can finish off. Although the score's, up around the 70s, I actually think King Country's put up a fair fight. A lot of Taranaki's tries have been long range or, breakout ones as well. So, I think they can hold their heads high for the most part.
100%, yeah. Can they have the final say in the Shield game? 1.5 minutes to play. It falls on the side of Taranaki. Walters Hansen, who has been really impressive tonight, played a 80-minute performance. Lennox, who's also been on the park for the full game. Nice inside ball. Scott Jury hit hard by King Country. And that was a good tackle there from Sam Robinson in 16. King Country trying to go quickly. Harry Hansen just playing a bit of silly buggers there. The two hookers going toe-to-toe. So they get another chance. Robinson to feed. Foot is making the line-out calls. And again, another one against the throw. Nawai throws it back over the top to Lennox. Knock on. So they've had 3 last opportunities here, King Country, haven't they? And nothing has seemed to go in their way. But maybe with 30 seconds to play, as the King Country faithful look on, they can walk away with the last say.
It'll be a big scrum here, digging here for the Rams. Obviously, penalty for the last Taranaki one. So they want to set a good platform here, give their backs one more crack, get into the roll of things and hopefully dot down.
As we've ticked over the 80-minute mark here at Stadium Taranaki, the first Shield defence of the 2025 season. 8-9 played. Tamu, off it goes to Kahu. Taken down by his opposite in Jack Parker. It's Brown that's got to go in and play halfback. And it has been knocked on there. And Taranaki walk away with a really good performance here. 78 points to 7 in the first defence of the 2025 season. And we've been really impressed, Liam McBride, by a number of the debutants in both teams who have played in this game.
Absolutely, Will. Great, fantastic Ranfurly Shield footy. Congratulations to the Yarrows Taranaki Bulls. And also big good luck to the King Country Rams as well in their competition, probably start in a couple of months. Huge thank you must go to the Taranaki Regional Council, the New Plymouth District Council and Taranaki Rugby for putting on a fantastic event like today and making it free to the public as well. Good to see the punters through the gate, Will.
Yeah, it was. 10,000 tickets were snapped up for that. We don't know if we had that many tonight. The weather may have put some people off. But the crowd that did turn up tonight were vocal, and they would have been happy with their Taranaki team walking away with this victory tonight.
And a huge thank you to the people on the live stream and on YouTube and Facebook. I hope you've enjoyed our commentary, although I probably let ourselves down a little bit at the end there. But don't forget, Saturday the 19th of July, the next Ranfurly Shield match. at Manaia Domain. Tickets available on Ticketek. And don't forget, season memberships from as little as $40 available at TRFU. Join the defence.
Yeah, we've got some other Ranfurly Shield games coming up. Northland, Waikato Bay of Plenty, Hawke's Bay and Wellington among the Bunnings MPC. Considering they've still got the Ranfurly Shield during those matches, and I'm sure those visiting sides will have a really decent crack. There'll be some good matchups during the Bunnings MPC. And Taranaki scoring 12 tries to 1. We'll take a look at some of the highlights. And this was the first try of the night, and it was set up from the driving line out. It was JJ Pokai who scored the first of his second, and they just rolled up their sleeves and got the job done.
That Barnes-educated maul doesn't miss often, Will, and good to see they made a couple of tries from it today as well.
Second try was Keatley Watson on debut, and it was all set up again from that line out. Taranaki just got a lot of momentum on this occasion, and there's Watson there. The former Wanganui front row reached out and scored. That was their second. Northcote Hill slotting a number of conversions. He missed one though, and this was Taranaki's third. Dufficy there in 12 with a good carry there. Vinaniki Tikui Solomoni, who also scored a hat-trick, popped it up, and he managed to get it to Brayton Northcote Hill. And this was Pokai's second for Taranaki, and scored in similar fashion.
It's great marketing there from Shining Peak, isn't it? As I touched on earlier. Always going to get that last camera angle when someone's diving over for the try.
And the replacement front rower, Tom Ryan, scored King Country's only try of the night. I thought it was Rollinson that was going to go in, but he tipped the pass off to Ryan to score. Rollinson did convert it though for a 28-7 scoreline at the break. And this was immediately after the break. Vinaniki Tikui Solomoni along the touchline, virtually untouched. He scored a hat-trick. And that was the first try in the second half.
So great break there. Nawai, quick ball. Here we're going to have some nice footwork here by Mehana. And look at this offload. Look at this low. There we go. Dips in between them and a lovely finish here by Lennox in the corner. Might be number 2 for Lennox at this point in time. Great counter-attacking opportunity here from Ratamatavuki Netkins. Look at the skill level on this. Little tap chip. Beautiful.
That was my favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those last 2 tries were fantastic level of skill by those young men.
And the tries just kept running for Taranaki. Nawai spotted a little bit of space around the edge, did a really good job to pass back on the inside. Sage Walters-Hanson and Vinaniki Tikui Solomoni again, tying the defence in knots around Nathama. And he went in to score.
Here we go, out the back door. Be a nice little step there from Hanson. Look at this offload. Vinaniki, nice little step off the right and in the corner.
And that got the score out to 59-7. That was the hat-trick. And Grinley, who had a commanding role playing at centre tonight, that was his try, converted by Parker. And Netkins again, Ratamatavuki Netkins, he was just all class tonight. Passed it back inside to Jack Wiseman, his first try in Taranaki colours. That pushed the score out to 73-7 with that successful conversion. And the last one, Lennox had the final say for Taranaki. That was his hat-trick.
Once again, bright future for the young man. Played well today with a lovely little handshake there between Jacob and Adam. Just to finish things off. Good to see the supporters on the field, Will. You know, I guess when I was young, this was one of the coolest things about it all, is you run on, get the signatures, get the photos, and now, you know, they're getting to do the same.
Well, Taranaki ran in and scored 12 tries to 1 in the Ranfurly Shield match with a 78-7 scoreline here at Stadium Taranaki, the first defence of the 2025 season. And Liam, you've enjoyed your evening here at Stadium Taranaki?
Awesome. Big thank you to Rob and the team. Once again, a great occasion being up in here in the booth, and thank you very much to you, Will, as well. Been a pleasure.
Oh, always a pleasure, mate. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for your time watching this live stream here on Taranaki Rugby's YouTube channel. Taranaki hold on to the Ranfurly Shield, winning this game here at Stadium Taranaki, 78-7, Matewa.
This live stream is sponsored by PSL, Sound, Light and Stage.